Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is, what is it? Today is Saturday, but you know what? I have to go reverse here for a second because I started the video a couple of days ago. I began it, then I got caught up in some tasks around the house, like cleaning. I didn't think you'd want to see me on my hands and knees doing any cleaning on the floor. So I stopped the video and I said, well, I don't have enough content for today. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse right here. I'm going to go back to the intro of a couple of days, then we're going to come back today. But before we do, we have a new face in the house. Guess who arrived?
New face.
Look who arrived. So we are a family again here at Villa Feliz. So from now on in the videos, we are going to be doing a bunch of James and Ness kind of stuff around the house here. Well, anyway, sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's get today's episode underway. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Thursday, and it is the day before Ness arrives here. She's actually at the airport right now. She's at JFK up in New York, waiting on her connection. Well, while I'm waiting on her to fly over here and get back home here to Villa Feliz, I have one more step to work on right here. Then I have a lot of stuff on the inside to work on to do preparation. I have like 24 hours before I leave to go pick her up at the airport up in Manila. And so there's a lot of things that need to be done, mainly type of cleaning type of things around here, but still some of the installation of some of the bathroom accessories as well, so we have the second floor prepared for livability. Well, let me go ahead and get today started. I have so many things to do and not enough time to do it in. Well, let me get started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Okay, well that's it. The top step is in. I put a few pieces of grass sod inside there. It needs to be trimmed. I'm going to water it. It doesn't matter what it looks like right now. Once it gets settled in, I'll trim it and it will start growing normally. My gardener, he will come in this afternoon and I think he will put the rest of the grass sod in the rest of the blocks down here. And this is done. The only other thing we're waiting on, pretty much, is the stonework. Remember the 21 pieces of stonework to finish the back side of the planter back here. And then we can call that complete. I still have to pull, I asked the guys the other day, please, before you leave, make sure you take off all the formwork underneath the pebble rock. And it's still there, and it's still here, and it's on the other side. You just got to keep saying, can you get this thing done? Can you get this thing done? And eventually they'll get the stuff done. But it looks like I will get that done. All right, now this task is out of the way. One thing down, check that off of that to-do list. Let me get this mess cleaned up. And then I'm not really sure what the next task is. You know, I have so many, but one of the main tasks I need to do some organizing and cleaning in preparation for Ness's arrival tomorrow. So I think I'll do that. And if I do that, we're probably not going to do a video of me getting down on my hands and knees, washing floors and sweeping and dusting and stuff like that. But if I do any more home improvement projects, any of the accessories up on the second floor, or whatever the project might be, I will include that in today's episode. So let me get this mess done, and if I am only going to do some cleaning, I'm going to go take a shower because I am soaking wet from this task right here. And I'll just put on a new fresh set of clothes and just continue from there. Well, now that we got that out of the way, let me cut this fan off for a minute. You're probably gonna ask, well, why do you have a fan going on in the comfort room in the bath up on the second floor? Well, I'm gonna explain that to you here in just a moment. But today my task is to install the granite trim on the windows on the inside. That's my main task for today. I already started this morning cleaning some windows and all, because remember all the construction I did for the steps, cutting all those grass blocks outside? Well, it made a dust storm out there that just got on everything. The window frames, the windows, it got inside. I should have closed all the windows before I did that, but I didn't think about it quite so much. Well, the thing I said I was going to do today, I'm going to be working on the granite. And we need to finish this up so that we can use this bath. But bad news. And the bad news is we can't even use this bath because my builder, who said that he has never had a PPR fusion joint fail on him before, I believe we have a PPR fusion joint that has failed in the bath up here for the cold water. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, under here, you really can't see too good, but we have a hot and a cold water. And the cold water, which I discovered, it is the cold water and it's not the hot water, it is leaking. The pipe in the concrete, the PPR pipe inside the concrete, probably at, I'm going to say, at this elbow right here. And why do I think the elbow right here? Well, if you kind of look here, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a pencil mark drawn there. The pencil mark is where the water line, this is saturated. All this floor, which is the slab, is all saturated, and it goes all the way underneath all this tile to the entranceway of the shower here. You can see it's starting to penetrate going in that direction. So I just followed the path. There's a map. There's a map that tells me a lot of what's going on with our leak. You can see it's below the pencil line right now, the water line in the wall. It's almost to the slab. Well, it was above that water line and it was continuing to go up. What I did was I drew a mark inside there, and I turned off the cold water supply. When I turned off the cold water supply and I ran the fan here to dry this out, it's starting to dissipate. It's starting to dry out a little bit. But all the grout from about this section right here all the way around here is soaking wet. You see the color of this grout here? Well, it's supposed to look like this grout over here, the very light color of beige, but it's a darker because this is everything underneath this tile is saturated. Now, if we do not fix this leak that's inside the concrete, what's going to happen is it will saturate the slab, and then it will go into the next floor down below, which is the laundry room, and it will destroy the gypsum board and the lighting, and if there's any electronics, it will short it out. It will start dripping, then you'll get mold, you'll get spores, and it'll be a nightmare. So it needs to dry out. So I traced it, and it goes up all the way up to the valve up here, just below the valve, probably about where the joint is, the 90-degree angle coupler inside there for the connection for the angle valve. And then it starts going back down this way. So this is how you kind of detect where you think it is. Now, what I did, the hot water and the cold water supply are on two different valves down in the basement. So what I did was I left the hot water on, and I shut off in the basement because this room is isolated. This entire second floor is isolated on one of those manifold valves that I have inside the basement, which is why I did this in case we had a leak. And it worked out great because we were able to shut off this room, and it did not affect the rest of the house. We have water in the rest of the house. So what's going to have to happen here is everything that was done that's complete here is going to have to be destroyed. Only this portion right here. So the tile that's inside there has to be destroyed, has to be removed. The concrete hollow block that embeds the PPR has to be destroyed. It has to be all cut around the PPR pipe. You have to find the leak, then you have to put another joint on there, and then you have to correct it, then you have to fill it back in with mortar mix, with cement, and then what you're gonna have to do is redo the tiling again. So, well, anyway, I've tried to contact my builder to let him know he failed again on something inside the build, but as usual, he doesn't answer his phone. He will not reply. And it's his responsibility to fix anything like this because it's his fault. Remember, he is the plumber. He didn't have a good plumber. His plumber failed by many. He's actually a better plumber than the plumber that he had, but he installed this incorrectly. He didn't get a good joint or something inside the wall. I'm going to say it's the joint. I'm going to say it's the coupler. That's where it seems to lead to. And it has to be fixed. So we'll continue to try to call him to get somebody to come out to do it. If not, then either I'll do it myself or I will hire somebody to do it. But it has to be done. We can't have any water on this second floor, cold water at all on the second floor until this gets fixed. Well, anyway, it's going to get done, and I will keep you up to date on the progress on that. For right now, I can't stop just because of a little thing like that. At least we don't have water rushing all over the place. It's not an immediate urgency, but we can't use this room until that gets fixed. And it's a one-day thing. It's a one-day fix. Break the tile, break the concrete, fix the PPR pipe, and then put it all back together. But it's going to take, it's pretty much a day's job. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and get started on this, and then we'll join Ness downstairs, maybe for lunch. Okay, well, what I have now is I just have the bottom and the two sides on here. I still got to put the one up at the top, but Ness called me down for lunch. Now the process that I'm using right here is I'm using the ABC, the grout tile adhesive for the small section. It's not a big heavy piece. And between the tile adhesive and the black silicone that goes around between the window and the piece of granite right here, it's going to be plenty enough to keep it in place. Now I've left enough of a gap around the edge so I can come back later and use the F1, the Bahama beige, to do the fill-in to match the grout that's on the tile itself. Again, I just have to do the top one, do the grout, and then this one will be done, and I will start working on this one here. I had to do some cuts from what Marlon, my tile guy, did. I had to actually cut the base piece. It was too long, and I would prefer them being too long rather than too short. It's better to cut off just a little piece if you need to, but if you don't have enough and you have an ugly gap inside here, it's ugly. Okay, so after lunch, I will start working on this one, finish this one here, and start working on this window here. All right, well, I am in the final stages of installing these granite window frames for the inside of the shower area. So I'm going to get this off and get it all cleaned up, and then this will be it for me. This was the one task that's been sitting around. You know, I've been meaning to get this done for quite a while, and I meant to get it done to use the shower in here, but now since we don't have any cold water, we can't use cold water on the second floor until we get that leak fixed. It's a moot topic right now, but it doesn't matter. It still has to get done, and of course, once I get the leak fixed, then everything will be good to go up here. Then we just have to start working on shelves and doors and everything for the vanity. And then this will be a very usable room up here. By the way, I tried calling my builder about 5 times today. Of course, he's ignoring all my calls. No answers. It just rings and rings and rings. And I've seen him do this before with other people. When they call him, he looks at the phone. He knows he doesn't want to speak to them, so he just sticks the phone back inside and lets it ring. So, it is what it is. We'll get it fixed with or without my builder. But let me get this done and we'll move on to the next thing. I think Ness and I are going to go out to a Korean restaurant tonight. We have some shopping that we need to do at SM. Of course, I don't have very much in the ref for her to cook with. So she's going to probably want to pick up a few things. You know me, I'm very simple. Peanut butter and jelly, pancakes, and not much else. Maybe some ramen. But now I get to eat real meals since Ness is here. Okay, well, let me get this finished, and then I'll go downstairs, get changed, and I think we'll take a road trip into Lipa. Okay, frames installed. That's done. It wasn't a bad job today. It took me maybe, if I would have stayed up here, maybe about 3 hours to get all of that done. From the other side, this is what it looks like. And there's glass in the back, and we'll put maybe a flower vase or something like that. Maybe something, some kind of decoration in both of these little nooks right here. Well, that's done. Now, the only other thing for the shower is the threshold down here. Remember, I purchased the threshold granite the other day, and that's that really neat color. It's kind of a rustic kind of color, almost like the color of the roof on Villa Feliz. But I think it'll look really neat down in this area. Now, I'm not going to do that yet until we get rid of this water leak, because this actually helps me keep an eye to make sure that the water leak is stopped and it's not going to continue. It's not a big deal. Now, tomorrow is Sunday, and I don't think I'm going to be working on too much up here. Could maybe some of the accessories I can install tomorrow. But tomorrow we have our blind people are coming out. Do you remember Noel, who did all the blinds inside the house? Well, he'll be coming out here, and he'll be installing blinds downstairs. Well, pretty much these 4 areas. Excuse the dirty windows. I cleaned windows today. I cleaned the bottom ones and the ones in the sunroom, but I can't reach those. I have to get a bamboo a bamboo pole extension to be able to get those. I'm gonna have to cut something down in the woods. Well, anyway, Noel's gonna do those 4 windows right there, and he's going to do the French doors right here in the master bedroom. And that should help cool down the house even more. Oh, well, I have to clean up the lanai back here after doing all that cutting of the granite. I didn't do a lot. I just trimmed off the edges of each one so I get a good fit in the frame inside. But what I want to do while I'm sitting out here, I got a couple of birthday shout outs. I got a belated one, and I have one for today. So let me grab my list and let's do a couple of birthday shout outs. And our first birthday shout out is a birthday shout out for November 15th. Remember, I haven't had any videos posted for the last couple of days, so this is a belated birthday shout out. And it comes from Wendy Willett, who lives in Federal Way, Washington, USA. And it's for her mom, Lori Livesey, who had her birthday on November 15th. And our last shout out today goes to one of our subscribers who also visits me on a pretty often basis here lately. He has a farm. He and his wife have a farm. They have a farm in Rosario, and they live in Paranaque in Manila. Anyway, it's for Dave. And Dave and Emily, they have their own, I believe it's a YouTube channel as well, Balikbayan Farming with Dave and Emily. Well, anyway, Dave is turning 56 today. So anyway, to both you, Lori, and you, Dave, I want to wish both of you a happy birthday. No, we are not in Rome, although it might look like it. We are actually in SM. We're doing a short stop by here before going out to dinner. We're going to stop by Clyde's and get some treats for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is Sunday morning, and we're going to have coffee on the lanai. I did all the cleaning of the lanai this afternoon, and I think you didn't see, we picked up a couple of chairs yesterday. Well, the first place that we stopped on the way back from the airport, well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Wilcon. The second place we stopped on the way back from the airport was Wilcon. And we picked up a couple of chairs. The first place we stopped at Kenny Rogers. We had some chicken and ribs at Kenny Rogers, and it was really good. But for tomorrow morning, I want to get something for breakfast, for coffee and some treats out on the lanai. So some shopping. Small amount of shopping, then we're going to go to a Korean restaurant. We'll take you with us to one of our favorite Korean restaurants here in Lipa. one of the things that we're stopping by the customer service area. I got this email. It's email from SM. We have the Advantage card, and the Advantage card is when you purchase something at SM, you get points. And then what you can do is you can take those points and get discounts. It's almost like cash rewards kind of a thing. And I just received an email that said I got bumped up from the regular Advantage card to the Prestige. And the Prestige, it gives you exclusive kind of rights. It's things like, what are the things that, the lines. You go through a special line and you don't have to wait in some of the longer lines at the for the sales. And they have a lounge, I think. So we're here right now. And we're gonna get that upgraded. All right, well, we are going to close from Gyeongju-dan. Yes, that's what we're closing from the Korean restaurant
how we
here.
read it.
Yeah, we read that. We read that Hangul there.
No,
and that's what it says. Anyway, we're going to close for tonight. Tomorrow is Sunday. Sunday schedule is maybe we might go out looking for some shrubs or some trees. Maybe the ficus trees. We need ficus trees for those planters. Also, what else? Also tomorrow, Noel from the Korean Blind Company is coming to install 6 blinds in the house as well. And that's about it for tomorrow. If it looks interesting, then we'll do a video for tomorrow. Well, if you enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time we upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed weekend.